Hello, this is Mrs. Harris, and this is a little lesson about how to read Shakespeare. Please take notes, stop, pause, replay. Okay, so thee, thou, thine. Thou is you, when you is the subject of the sentence. Thee is you, thy is your, thine is your, ye is you. Some people think thee is me. All you need to know is these are pronouns. You don't need to know when it's the object. When you hear thou, thee, thy, thine, ye, pronouns, pronouns, pronouns. Don't be confused. Okay, think outside the box. Reading Shakespeare makes you smarter, studies have shown, because it makes you think. Do not take words literally. Every word is supposed to be like a symbol. Like you have to think about what it means. Turn the sentence around. So sometimes the words are out of order so that there's a rhyme. So switch the word order so that the sentence makes sense. Use logic. Look for words you know. Be ruled by me. Forget to think of her. Okay, what does it mean by ruled by me? If I'm ruling you, I'm telling you what to do. So he's saying, I'm telling you what to do. Forget to think of her. Don't think of her. Right? Get over that girl. So listen to me. Get over that girl. Don't think about her. Next one, down here, so I should point. My child is yet a stranger in the world. My daughter, is too young. Stranger, you know what that means? Has not seen much of the world. You're strange. The world is new, strange. Stranger to the world, young. Who set this ancient quarrel new approach? Okay, so who took this quarrel and started fighting again? Approach is unclear. Okay, so let's just skip it. I'm just going to read the words I know. Here's what I know. Who set this ancient quarrel? So I know who set this. Ancient. What's ancient? Ancient is old. So you have to have a little bit of vocabulary to read Shakespeare. Think of who set this fire. Who set this quarrel? But now what's quarrel? Actually, it's a real word in English. It's fight. Stop quarreling. It's a fight. Also, there's just a fight in the play. We're going to see that in the movie. You're going to read about it in the translation. So you're going to know they came off of a fight. So that would help you out. Okay, right glad I am he was not at this fray. Okay, forget right, I am glad I am. So let's turn that around. I am glad. I am glad Romeo was not at this fray. What's a fray? I'm going to assume it's a fight because they were just fighting. The characters were just fighting with swords. We heard it in the tape, the clicking of the swords, and we saw it in the movie, and we heard it in the translation. Here are the other words that I know. Here are the words I know. Glad I am he was not at this. So when you read Shakespeare, don't say, well, I don't know what's going on. There are words you do know. Okay, skip right and skip fray. So I'm glad he was not at this. What do you think fray is? At this. Well, what just happened? How did the play begin? With a fight. So I am glad he was not at this. So what would you not want someone to be at? A restaurant? A school? A friend's home? Okay, logically, swords were drawn, people were insulting others. It's probably, phrase, most likely a fight. Think, think, think. So early walking did I see your son? Okay, words I know. Early walking did I see your son? Not so bad. Sure, the words are out of order, but you can piece them back together. I saw your son early while walking. Early is this morning. Not so bad. Eerie, we may think her ripe to be a bride. Skip eerie. We don't know it. Skip it. It's fine. Ripe is a piece of fruit ready to be picked or eaten. Okay, it's ready to go. So a ripe child is ready to go, ready to leave home and get married. You got to think, think, think. We think she is ripe or ready to be a bride. How about this? Too soon marred are those so early made. Marred is really a word. It means damaged. So maybe you can look that one up in the dictionary, or maybe ask Mrs. Harris, or maybe use context clues. They so early made refers to the last line, too early married. So too soon marred. Too soon married are those so early made. How about too soon damaged are those early made? So getting married means a little bit of a damage. So that's a little tricky, but marred means damage. But too soon marred are those already early made. You should be thinking of the last line, ready to be a bride. You should make that little bit of a connection there. So he's saying, you know what? People who get married too early are damaged. And that's a foreshadow, by the way. This is not easy because you have to think really fast. So we're going to read the translations to Act 1, scene by scene, before I read the play. So you can have an idea of what you are reading before reading Romeo and Juliet. However, Act 2 might be difficult. There are no translations. So what to do? Well, I have translations for you to pick up from me, but you need to read the translations at home. There'll be no class time. Act 2 to 5 will be read by professional actors via audio recordings in class. You might be reading too fast to translate words as you read in class, so this is what you can do. I'm going to summarize every scene before you read it. So you have to picture in your head what's happening, like a picture to a jigsaw puzzle. Once you know the scene, look for words you do know while reading it and use the detective work. And the detective work should come more quickly. Be a detective. Let's pay attention when I show the movies in class to help you along. So a movie is not sleep time or homework time. You need to watch them. I'm going to show movies to help you understand this stuff. Okay, prose versus poetry. Romeo and Juliet is written in both prose and poetry. Prose, ordinary form of spoken or written language, spoken by the common people in the play. And poetry is the art of rhythmical composition, written or spoken for exciting pleasure by beautiful, imaginative, or elevated thoughts. Most of the characters speak in poetry. Prose is also used to say something's changing. They usually talk about something big, like fighting. Iambic pentameter. Poetry portion of Romeo and Juliet is largely written in unrhymed iambic pentameter. So, what is that? Iambic, foot, meter, unstressed syllable, followed by a stressed syllable. For example, prefer, it's prefer. Prefer. Iambic pentameter, 5 of these iambic meters in each line. But soft, but light, do yacht, do wind, do breaks. But soft, but light, do yacht, do wind, do breaks. And that shows that's one set. Unstressed stress, one set. Unstressed stress, one set. Unstressed stressed, one set. Unstressed stress, in one set. And look, there are 5 of them. Oh, let me think. Pentagon, pentameter, 5. Dumb is loudly. No, dumb is not what you call someone. It's loudly. The dumb, the dumb, the dumb, the dumb. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? The art more lovely and more temperate. Okay, blank verse. Unrhymed iambic pentameter. The word blank just means that there is no rhyme at the end of the lines. Couplets. 2 consecutive lines of poetry that rhyme. The couplets often punctuate a character's exit or signal to the end of the scene. Signal the end of the scene. Good night, parting such sweet sorrow, sorrow, that I shall say good night until be morrow. Sorrow and morrow. Rhyming couplet. Okay, lines of poetry are either end stopped or run on. End of lines. A line that has some punctuation at its end. A Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? So it's ended. Run-on lines, a line that has no punctuation and at its end. In a run-on line, the meaning is always completed in the line or lines that follow. Why? To make the rhymes easy. So he may have to end it in one word to help rhyme, or he does it for a reason. It's for you to figure out. The brightness of her cheek would shine those stars. He wants to leave it at stars, so you think about it. As daylight doth a lamp, her eyes in heaven. Think about heaven. Would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. So you're thinking about stars, heaven, bright night, and now it allows you to rhyme bright and night. Bright, night. Those are the rhyming couplets. Shakespeare's sonnets, 14 lines of iambic pentameter with the words at the end of each line rhyming in pattern. 3 quatrains. A quatrain is like a paragraph for a poem that consists of 4 lines to complete one thought. Stanza also means a paragraph in poetry. 1 couplet, the ending couplet comments on the preceding 3 quatrains. Rhyme scheme A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun? If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. So let's stop. Sun and dun rhyme. Red and head rhyme. A, B, sun is A. done is A, read is B, had is B. So A, B, A, B. Let's go to CD. I have seen roses. There's the A, B, A, B. I have seen roses, damask, red and white, but no such roses I see in her cheeks. And in some perfumes is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks? White and delight, cheeks and reeks. That should be C, C, D, D. Let's see. Oops. Goes down a little bit further. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music hath a far more pleasing sound. That I grant I never saw a goddess go, my mistress, when she walks and treads on the ground. So we have no rhymes with go and sound and ground. So that would be this A, B, A, B, and C, D, C, D. This is E, E, F, F. No and go, sound and ground. Let's go to the last two rhyming couplets here, rare and compare. And after heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare. Rare compare. There it is. A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G rhyming couplet. And there is your, if snow be white, why then her breasts are done. Okay, Shakespeare plays are written in sections called acts. Acts are subdivided into scenes. Lines are labeled within the scene. Scene means they're in a different place. A plot of any given play for Shakespeare can be predicted based on the progression of acts. Climax of the play always occurs in Act 3. So Act 1 is called exposition. We find out the families hate each other. There's been a lot of fighting. Act 2, rising action, Romeo and Juliet. Something happens with Romeo and Juliet. I think they, I don't know. We'll find out. Climax. Oh, something goes wrong. What can possibly go wrong in a Shakespeare tragedy? I don't know. Do they not pass their final exam? I don't know. Falling action, things start to fall out. They start to get resolved. Not well, though. And resolution, everything is solved at the end. Again, probably not so well if it's a tragedy. How to write a quote from Shakespeare? Then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. This line means that there's a line break. So this was line 1, line 2, or line 61, 60. Oh, look at my mistake. So line 61 to 62, let's fix it right here. There we go. From current slide. Okay, so that tells you that it's a line break. That's how you write 2 lines. And now, oops, same mistake. Let's fix this one. That should be 62. Got it. Okay, so then plainly know my heart's dear love is set on the rich fair daughter of rich Capulet. So again, the line break, and let's go to the next one. This tells us that the scene is written in, okay, so let's look at this one more time, sorry. This means it's capital uppercase Arabic numeral. That's the act. Capital Arabic numeral. Lowercase Arabic numeral is the scene. That means Act 2, Scene 3. And line number is 61 to 62. So, let's go back. Let me see if I can do something while it's recording. Let's add a new slide here. Okay, so that should be, so 1, 2, 3, oops, that wasn't a 3, 3, 4, and 5. That's, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if the viewer can see that if it's still recording. And then lowercase, the same thing. It should be lowercase I. Oops. Oops, not capitals. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. So now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in lowercase as well. Okay, so I think you just heard that this is the act 2, scene 3, and these are the lines. Let's talk about something else and just study this. You have a period between each one. That's how you write a quote. Let's look at this. Okay, so Roman numeral 1 looks like this. Roman numeral 2, Roman numeral 3, Roman numeral 4, Roman numeral 5. Lowercase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Study that if you need to. Here it is. I will see you in class. Have a great day. Take notes.